What you're looking at right now is completely illegal for tourists to visit, or so I thought. This secret lagoon in Phuket, Thailand, nearly got me arrested, but what I discovered here will change everything you think you know about Thailand's most famous island. Hi, welcome to Cross World Travels. After spending close to 30 days exploring every corner of Phuket in Thailand, from luxury resorts to underground fight clubs that tourists never see, I've uncovered 15 experiences that will make your trip absolutely legendary. But here's the thing. 3 of these are so controversial, locals literally told me not to film them. Stick around because at number 3, I'll reveal the one thing that made a grown man cry tears of joy, and trust me, it's not what you think. But first, let me blow your mind with something that happens every single day in Phuket, yet 99% of tourists completely miss it. 15. The floating market time machine. Let's start with something that will transport you back 200 years. Every morning at 6 a.m., while most tourists are nursing hangovers, something magical happens at the Phuket floating market. This isn't just about buying souvenirs, this is about experiencing Thailand the way your great-grandparents never could. I watched a 70-year-old vendor named Mali prepare a breakfast that costs less than your morning coffee but tastes like heaven wrapped in banana leaves. But here's what nobody tells you, and drop a canoe in the comments if you've experienced this yourself. The real magic happens when you do what I did next, which brings us to number 14, and this one involves a secret that could save your life. 14. The Tsunami Memorial's hidden message. At the Tsunami Memorial in Khao, there's something written in Thai that most tourists walk past without realizing it contains a phone number that could literally save your life during an emergency. When I called this number, and yes, I actually did it, what happened next gave me chills. The person on the other end told me something about Phuket's early warning system that even hotel staff don't know. Standing here, talking to survivors, you realize that Phuket isn't just a party destination. It's a place where people have faced unimaginable tragedy and rebuilt with incredible resilience. If this story touched you like it touched me, show some love by hitting that like button. It really helps small creators like me reach more travelers. 13. The underground Muay Thai scene. Now, let's talk about something that happens after dark that most tourists never see. Forget the touristy shows, I'm talking about real Muay Thai, where locals bet their weekly salary on fighters who train 8 hours a day. This 19-year-old fighter named Somchai told me something that changed my entire perspective on what it means to be Thai. He fights not for glory, but to send money to his family in rural Thailand. But watching him fight wasn't the crazy part. The crazy part was when the gym owner offered to let me, well, let's just say number 12 is going to shock you. 12. I became a Muay Thai fighter for a day. Yes, you heard that right. After watching Somchai train, the gym owner looked at me and said, "You want to try?" What happened next was 90 minutes of the most intense physical and mental challenge of my life. This isn't some tourist gimmick where they go easy on you. This is real training with real fighters. By the end, I had bruises in places I didn't know existed, but I also had something more valuable: respect from locals who usually see tourists as walking ATMs. The moment when Somchai put his gloves on my hands and said, "You fight like Thai now," that's when I realized this trip was changing me. Have you ever done something so far outside your comfort zone that it changed you? Tell me in the comments, I read every single one. 11. The secret beach that doesn't exist. This next one is technically impossible. According to Google Maps, the beach you're looking at right now doesn't exist. According to the Thai government, it's not accessible to tourists. But according to my GPS tracker, I'm standing right here. Getting here requires a 20-minute hike through what locals call the Forgotten Trail. No signs, no facilities, no safety nets. Just you, nature, and the kind of pristine beauty that makes you question why anyone would ever leave. But the real question isn't how I found this place. The real question is what I found buried in the sand here that made me contact Thai authorities immediately. I'll reveal that at number 7, but first, let's talk about something that will make your Instagram followers absolutely lose their minds. 10. The impossible photo opportunity. Look at this photo. Based on the laws of physics, this should be impossible. I'm literally standing on what appears to be thin air, 200 feet above the Andaman Sea. Welcome to the Glass Skywalk at Phuket's newest attraction. But here's the insider secret that tour guides won't tell you: there's a specific time of day when the lighting creates an optical illusion that makes your photos look supernatural. Same exact location, different times of day. The difference is incredible. The magic hour is exactly 5:47 p.m. and I learned this from a local photographer who's been capturing this phenomenon for 3 years. If you're planning a Phuket trip and want timing secrets like this, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. I drop insider tips like this in every video. 9. The street food that almost killed me. Street food in Thailand is legendary, but what I ate next almost sent me to the hospital, and it was absolutely worth it. This vendor in Old Phuket town serves something called ghost pepper som tam, a papaya salad so spicy that locals make bets on who can finish a full plate. The record holder ate 3 plates and didn't drink milk for a week. Watch my face. This is the exact moment when I realized I had made a terrible mistake. But also watch what happens next, because the vendor's reaction taught me something beautiful about Thai hospitality. Even when I was clearly dying, this 60-year-old grandmother rushed to help me, bringing cold milk and treating me like her own grandson. That's Thailand for you. 8. The Elephant Sanctuary Truth. Now let's talk about something controversial. Elephant tourism in Thailand has a dark history, but what I discovered at the Phuket Elephant Sanctuary completely changed my perspective. This isn't about riding elephants or watching them paint pictures. This is about meeting elephants who were rescued from logging operations and seeing them recover their natural behaviors. When I met Maya, a 45-year-old elephant who was blinded in a logging accident, and watched her learn to trust humans again, that's when I understood what real tourism impact looks like. The sanctuary director told me that every visitor's donation directly funds anti-poaching operations across Southeast Asia. Your tourism dollars are literally saving lives. 7. What I found buried in the sand. Remember that impossible beach from number 11? Here's what I found buried in the sand that changed everything. These are pieces of pottery, some over 300 years old, from when Phuket was the center of the Southeast Asian tin trade. But finding them created a huge problem, because removing archaeological artifacts from Thailand is a serious crime. After contacting authorities, I learned that this beach is actually an unofficial archaeological site. The pottery I found is now in the Phuket Museum, and the Thai government is considering making this area a protected heritage site. Sometimes the most responsible thing you can do as a traveler is not take the perfect Instagram shot, but protect something bigger than yourself. 6. The luxury resort's dark secret. This next experience happened at one of Phuket's most expensive resorts, but what I discovered there had nothing to do with luxury and everything to do with human kindness. Every night after guests go to sleep, the resort staff does something that would make you cry if you saw it. They collect leftover food from the restaurants and personally deliver it to 3 local orphanages. Niran, one of the housekeepers, told me he's been doing this for 8 years, spending his own gas money to make these deliveries. When I asked why, his answer was simply, because we can. I ended up joining these midnight food runs for 3 nights. Watching children's faces light up when they saw fresh meals, that's worth more than any 5-star amenity. 5. The illegal cave adventure. What you're looking at is technically off limits to tourists, but my local guide assured me that what we were doing was probably okay, maybe. These limestone caves stretch for miles beneath Phuket, and they contain something that archaeologists are still trying to understand: ancient paintings that predate any known civilization in this region. Local legends say these caves were used by pirates to hide treasure, but the paintings suggest something much older and more mysterious. Now, I need to be clear, I don't recommend doing this without proper guides and safety equipment. But sometimes the most memorable experiences happen when you're slightly outside your comfort zone. 4. The night market's $1 million secret. Every night, the Phuket weekend market transforms into something magical, but hidden among the food stalls and clothing vendors is a secret that involves millions of dollars. This unassuming jewelry stall run by a 75-year-old woman named Kun Mali actually sells some of the most valuable pearls in the world. Mali is a pearl diver from a family that's been diving for pearls for over 200 years. Some of the pearls in her collection are worth more than luxury cars, but she sells them at night market prices because, in her words, pearls should bring joy, not stress. She let me hold a pearl worth $50,000, and told me stories about diving 40 feet underwater with just her breath to find these treasures. 3. The experience that made a grown man cry. This is the moment I promised you at the beginning, and I need to warn you, this story might make you emotional too. At Wat Chalong Temple, I met a monk named Phra Sambun who has spent 30 years helping recovering drug addicts rebuild their lives. He runs a program where former addicts learn traditional Thai crafts while living at the temple. But here's what made me cry. One of the residents, a former methamphetamine addict named Chai, showed me a wooden sculpture he had carved of his daughter, a daughter he hadn't seen in 5 years because of his addiction. When Phra Sambun arranged for Chai to video call his daughter, and I watched this broken man become a father again in that moment, I completely lost it. If you believe in second chances and the power of human redemption, please share this video. Stories like Chai's need to be heard. 2. The underwater restaurant experience. For number 2, I'm taking you somewhere that feels like pure science fiction, dining 20 feet underwater while tropical fish swim around your table. This isn't just about the novelty. The restaurant partners with marine biologists to create dining experiences that actually contribute to coral reef restoration. Every meal purchased funds the planting of new coral, and diners can actually participate in the planting process during their meal. I'll never forget the moment when a manta ray, curious about our lights, came right up to the window while I was eating. The entire restaurant went silent in awe. 1. The life-changing sunrise experience. For the number 1 experience, I'm taking you to a place where, for 10 minutes every morning, you can literally see the curvature of the earth. This is the Big Buddha at sunrise, but not from where tourists usually visit. This is from a secret vantage point that local photographers have kept hidden for years. Getting here requires a 4 a.m. wake-up call and a hike in complete darkness, but when the sun breaks the horizon and you see the entire island of Phuket laid out below you. Standing here, watching the world wake up, you realize that travel isn't about checking places off a list. It's about moments like this that remind you how incredible it is to be alive. So there you have it, 15 experiences in Phuket that go way beyond the typical tourist trail. But here's what I really want you to understand. Each of these experiences taught me something different about Thailand, about travel, and honestly, about myself. From training with Muay Thai fighters to crying with recovering addicts, from discovering ancient artifacts to feeding orphans at midnight, this isn't just tourism, it's transformation. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 15 experiences surprised you the most? Are you planning a trip to Phuket? What's on your must-do list? If this video helped you see Phuket in a new way, here's how you can help me create more content like this. First, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I post new travel adventures every Tuesday. Second, give this video a thumbs up if it gave you even one new idea for your trip. But most importantly, share your own travel stories in the comments. This channel is a community of travelers who believe in authentic experiences over Instagram photos, and your stories inspire my next adventures. Next week, I'm taking you to a place in Vietnam where I accidentally became part of a family wedding and learned to cook a meal that's been passed down for 7 generations. Trust me, you don't want to miss that story. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, the best travel experiences happen when you're brave enough to step outside your comfort zone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.